lost the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it.
If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, December 17th. Let's get that background updated. We've been missing our producer, Joey Boots, and as you can tell, whoever's doing it now is not doing well. So we'll get that squared away. I'll fix it. It's me. I'll fix it. We'll just be honest about it.
Yeah, we can. Well, let's just put the blame on Joey. Like he's just making the show fall apart.
That works for me.
So
I'll be docking his pay this week. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, he goes on Christmas break and he thinks like this, it's over with. No, we don't. We're not in college anymore. We don't get those breaks off.
Yeah, no days off. We do this twice a week. No days off.
Yeah, your reward for not having finals is like you have to work all the time.
24/7.
Yeah.
365. Nothing else. Just like Lane Kiffin in the transfer portal. And it's kind of cracking me up. We'll talk all about that, though. We're going to talk Tennessee transfer portal news. Win over NC State late last night in San Antonio. I wonder if you went. Tell us. Let us know.
There wasn't a lot of people there at all.
No, there wasn't. No, there really wasn't. It's a cool place, though.
Yeah, which I get it. Like, yeah, it is cool that you played at the Spurs arena, but 10 o'clock?
I don't understand. How long have they been doing these neutral site games this time of year, like this weekend?
I don't know.
I don't remember these in recent memory a lot. It feels like, how many college basketball games did you watch this weekend where there were like every single big game was a neutral site game?
Yeah, it was. I mean, what is it for? Is it just like they're just like put some name on it and like just play the game? I don't understand. Why are we playing so many neutral site games?
I guess we played in that New York one this time of year a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess wasn't this what we've played in Brooklyn before?
Probably.
What was the name of it again?
I don't even know.
I have to look it up. Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Win is a win is a win. 10 o'clock in San Antonio.
I can't even tell you what the one we just played in was.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame series.
I feel like we've done some kind of Hall of Fame game. And
well, there was like 3 different games, so it wasn't just like one game. It was
a series.
Yeah, a set of games where like they tweeted after the fact. They're like, Game 3 MVP goes to Zakai Ziegler. I'm like, Game 3 MVP? We can't. That just waters it down so much, in my opinion.
It would be fun if they did these series and crowned someone a champion on some arbitrary stat. Most points scored would be fine. Least points scored would be funny. Or like least points scored against would be funny. Most steals.
Yeah. I think if we're able to put like, NCAA tournament appearances like on a banner, I feel like we should do just like
Hall of Fame.
Just say, random neutral site series games, and we just have like just a bunch of like random ones. And the Lakers actually did this. They hung a banner for the in-season tournament that they just won.
Of course they did. Well, if LeBron is on your team, you're going to take every championship you possibly can with you.
But I feel like at some point you're going to run out of room for banners.
I mean, if you win them that often, yeah, sure.
I guess that's a good problem to have. Yeah.
I think this was probably more memorable than the NBA in-season tournament. So I think, yeah, I get that.
Actually, yeah, I watched this game. I didn't watch a single tournament of the NBA. So
I was trying to look up what Kentucky and UNC played. So they just played in the CBS Sports Classic. Wow. That one that's a memorable one right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. All these are very weird.
It's a tribute to Gary Danielson.
Yeah, Arizona Purdue played in the Indy Classic. Two really prominent Indiana programs right there. Purdue and then Arizona, as you know.
Is this just like a pregame to the bowl games? Is that what this is? Like every random arena has a neutral site remembrance name or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I know these have come up in the last few years, but before that, I don't know when these started taking place in mid-December. Mm-hmm. Interesting to say the least, but hey, like I said, you go and get a win. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? We'll talk about some transfer portal and some recruiting updates this week, this Wednesday. I think it's still called National Early National Signing Day, whatever they want to call it. Really the main one now. So I don't know how long that name will stay, but I think it's.
What did you say? Sorry.
Still technically like Early National Signing Day, but
yeah,
it is now also the signing day.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, we'll see how long that sticks around. We'll get into basketball, like I just said. I went out of order. That's on me. If you got any questions, drop in the chat, comments, whatever. While you're thinking about what to comment, go ahead and go to YouTube, like it, subscribe to it, however it works. I don't know technology like that. So help me out to know technology by liking my YouTube page, our YouTube page, the YouTube page.
Yeah, drop those questions. Again, I think we can now get Twitter on, or X, on the stream.
I don't have on the stream. Oh, be able to see the questions?
Yeah.
Someone type a question because that's weird that happened. That wasn't a message.
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a question on Twitter and we'll get to that. Transfer portal.
All the news.
All the weird news.
I don't think Tennessee. We're mad about this one, right? Or what are we?
Mad about what? Which one?
The transfer portal news this weekend, right?
I don't think so. I think a lot of people are underwhelmed just because of what Ole Miss has done and what Colorado is doing. Syracuse is having a good one. But I think what Tennessee has gotten out of the portal and lost from the portal, I think you have to be pretty excited, I guess, for it. I mean, Tennessee landed two good players in the portal. They landed the number 1 tight end in Holden Stays and landed the number 10 safety in Jacoby Thomas, who is an in-state kid. So they've lost some in-state kids, Tyler Barron, Tamara McDonald. Getting another in-state kid from Tullahoma, I think, is a cool deal. And he played well against SEC teams that Tennessee's going to play next year. Alabama, Missouri. I think he had 10 tackles, against Alabama. So, yeah, played really well in some of those games. I know it's not a huge, it's not a splash like Walter Nolan or Juice Wells. But I think it is a solid option for that defensive backfield.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I joke. I know a lot of people are upset with the tight end situation, going back to transfer visits and where the dollars were seemingly going to be spent. So I didn't know what the overall. I didn't know what the pulse was right now.
Yeah. I think Holden Stays is probably your better option at tight end for what this offense does. I mean, you look at his height and weight. They just want it. I mean, if Justin Jolie was 6'4", 240, I think they would probably went after him a little harder. But he was 220 and 6'3". So, that it is a big deal, big difference. And Holden Stays played at Notre Dame and played an impact in the blocking game. Also had 15 catches, 176 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So, yeah, I think he can do kind of both, be a big part of the blocking game and also, catch some passes, be a red zone target as well.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love that Holden Stays Stays went to the portal. I think that's kind of funny. He did not stay.
He did not. No, he's not living up to his name.
Yeah. And I don't know if I love Holden either for somebody who's going to block a lot.
Now that you mention it, let's go ahead and move on from Holden Stays. I'm thinking this is not a good pickup with all the evidence presented to me in the last 15 seconds.
I'm sorry. It just kind of came to me that Holding, yeah, maybe not the best.
Moving on from him, not just this talking about him, but let's just cut our losses, I think, and
a good option.
Move on.
But yeah, we can move on.
I agree with what you're saying. I think the idea of having it's hard to find like a balance of both. You've kind of gotten quote unquote lucky. Not that Josh Heupel had just two of the best or two incredible, but you had guys that were both athletic, could catch downfield, and then guys who were big and could block. And not saying they were the best options out there, but for Josh Heupel to kind of get lucky with Jacob Warren and Princeton Fant his first few years, that's got to be nice to come into, because as we can tell, it's not easy finding great tight ends.
Yeah,
nowadays. And then you bring in McAllen Castles, who helped you out a lot this year. So yeah, it seems that they do want that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a huge position of need, and that was a priority, and they went and got the best one in the portal. So I don't know how you can be upset at all.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be upset. I think the idea of Justin Jolie, though, it'd be nice. I mean, you have been on he's in on every down. You're tight end.
Yeah.
Be nice to have a very athletic one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but maybe Ethan Davis is that same.
Maybe.
Type. And he kind of is. He's more of a pass catcher. He played mostly wide receiver in high school. So, whatever. Maybe they wanted a little something different than two guys that fit the same kind of mold.
Right. Hopefully so.
Yeah. But it really would have sucked if we would have struck out on both of those guys.
That would have been tough, for sure. And I'm sorry, I am trying to kind of read more about the Ole Miss stuff kind of on the fly, because obviously I've seen Walter Nolan is committed, correct?
He's predicted.
Okay, and then Juice Wells is reportedly committed, which is kind of funny.
He committed.
Well. He did commit. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'd only seen that he had reportedly committed, so I went back and looked at the Walter Nolan one. It looked like he committed, but it also couldn't find it officially, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was a prediction. I don't think he's actually committed yet. I could be wrong in the last 15 minutes, but the last time I looked, it was a prediction.
This kind of makes the transfer portal fun, like seeing all these guys go, and then you're like, it's going to be fun watching Lane Kiffin still only win. I say only. I would like to win 11, 12 games, but he's not going to win a national championship or an SEC championship, and that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically selling out for a year because, Walter Nolan's going to be there for a year. Tyler Barron's going to be there for a year. Tamarion McDonald's going to be there for a year. Key Lawrence going to be there for a year. Judkins, who's already on that team, but is going to be he is sold out, it seems like, for one season. And Ryan Shumpert kind of commented on a tweet that I had about it earlier and saying it's going to be real funny when he's in Gainesville and not having to deal with any of these repercussions from just totally selling out for one season.
Yeah. That's
in a season he might win 10 games, but in reality, it doesn't.
Who cares if he does?
Matter too much, yeah. And I don't think they play Alabama, so maybe this is Lane Kiffin just being like, all right, this is the only chance I have.
Which is good because he won't beat Nick Saban.
Exactly. So yeah, they have a good recruiting. They have 30 guys coming in.
What's the rules? What are there rules?
You have to stay under 85, but they didn't lose a whole lot anyway. So I don't know where
they're sending kids home.
I guess so. I just want to maybe tell this to some of those commits. Make sure that check clears before you actually move to the state of Mississippi.
Okay, I think the check will clear. It's Ole Miss. I think they'll be fine there. I don't know if
Because
you
like Judkins and like Dart, those guys are going to want a lot of money too. Like it's not like they're just like they're only paying transfers.
Yeah, I think they're overspending on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the transfers.
Yeah. And then Juice Wells, I mean, that was his thing is like, it wasn't like he wasn't productive at South Carolina. He just wanted to make as much money as he could. So
Right.
I guess Ole Miss gave him the best deal. So yeah, we'll see kind of how this plays out. I'm interested to see next year of like, number one, if Lane Kiffin's even there. Number two, if he is there, how many guys are they bringing in next year?
Well, that's the thing too. Is you mentioned all your 1-year guys those are like for sure 1-year guys. This is a full reset. It's going to be interesting to see if Lane Kiffin's even around to be a part of the full reset.
Yeah, you give all this NIL money to bring in this class, you don't win anything. Who's giving that same amount next year?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just interesting. Again, we don't play Ole Miss, so it's not like it really matters to me. I did think it was hilarious that Tyler Barron turned off his replies.
Good decision. I always say it.
Yeah,
Turn off social media. Good decision.
Business decision for sure. But oh well. Yeah, whatever. I mean, go get paid. It's not a team that plays Tennessee. I would much rather you go to Ole Miss than Alabama or Georgia or Florida. So I guess that's something. But you're not welcome back.
Writing was on the wall for him. It seemed just like it was going to happen. It was one of those like, probably. It doesn't make sense, so it's probably going to happen.
I was actually kind of shocked that like he didn't declare for the draft. I thought he had a good enough season, like Tyler Barron. I thought Tyler Barron had a good enough season to go to the NFL. Now, what does his draft grade look like? I don't really know.
What if he transferred to Ole Miss and then did declare for the draft? He gets that check from Oxford.
He did get the check. That's smart on his part.
That is smart on his part.
And he
Why
should,
not?
he
Why
should
not
like
transfer?
explain that if it happens like that, because then I'd feel a lot differently about it.
I don't even think you need to. If he declared for the draft now, I would just assume he at least got his first check from them.
Yeah.
And then pieced.
Man, that's so smart.
All-time vol, if he does that, gets Lane Kiffin's
like a gotcha.
Lane Kiffin to write the check.
Made Lane Kiffin, fly that private jet all the way out here just to do that. I mean, Lane Kiffin had some overpriced Ruby Tuesdays in the airport for nothing. That's karma's a big one, and that would be all time.
Giving you ideas, Tyler. You do what you will with those ideas, but
NFL would be his dream school, technically. So that would be cool if he just went that route and just told Lane Kiffin, "It's not you guys. This is my dream school. Like I have to do it."
He should do that. Definitely.
And then Ole Miss starts burning mattresses. That would be. I mean, we could just have a whole fiasco about it.
We could have a watch party for that fiasco, even though it wouldn't be as big as the head coach leave. We could make it as big as the head coach leaving.
He should redo the picture of him before he talks to the team. That picture of him just like with his head down, like no cards.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Agreed. Do it. You've got ideas here. Do it.
Hayes Fawcett, you can go ahead and make that graphic. Make a graphic for everything else.
Okay, where are we at? That was
I mean, just
tangented a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about the transfer portal, and like, I mean, the two guys Tennessee has currently committed from the transfer portal are two guys that was a huge position of need. Tight end was one. You had to have a tight end. I think you need another high school kid probably in this class, and I think you had two that visited this past weekend. But you had to have a tight end. So if it wasn't going to be Holden Stays, it was probably going to be Jordan Dingle from Kentucky. And he elected to stay at Kentucky after Holden Stays committed. I don't know if there was any kind of, if that's what it was. And then you had Vince Morrow, which he's a freaking moron. I don't know who in the heck let him have a Twitter account, but I mean, he was like, yeah, that school, it had nothing to do with that school. They tried to take our guys, and he entered the transfer portal and came on a visit. What do you mean? God, freaking Vince.
Yeah, I think that's go with what you mentioned. I mean, I think they have high expectations for Ethan Davis. I don't know. I mean, what do you think do you think he impacts this year if he doesn't get injured in the spring game?
I mean, I'd like to think so. At least a little bit. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't. Because I feel like he was good enough to play in some blowout situations and still didn't have much of an impact. So, yeah, probably not. I think part of that is just because he probably need to get a little bit more physical, a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
With the offense that they want to run. So I do want to read the tweet from Vince Morrow because this is after Jordan Dingle said he's going to stay at Kentucky. He said, now that he's staying, I will speak the truth. Jordan Dingle told me Wednesday night he was staying. Don't let that school tell you anything different. They wanted him big time, period. End of story. Go Big Blue. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, we offered him. We had him on a visit. Yeah, we would take a guy that has that much experience in the SEC at a position of need if we didn't land the number one tight end in the transfer portal. We had absolutely taken Jordan Dingle. So thanks, Vince, for I don't know, saying what we already knew.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, very strange. Good for him, I guess.
They wanted him big time. Yeah, we almost took your best tight end that you coach. So the fact that he was in the portal maybe says a little bit about you as well.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah.
Some people are saying. Just saying. Did you have a hate for Vince Morrow before this?
He always tweets about Tennessee in some capacity.
Okay.
He always has like jabs and stuff like that. So yeah, I have hated him for a while.
Okay. This isn't new. I was about to say it kind of sounds like it might be like deeper rooted than just today.
Yeah. It's just very like out of pocket. Like people forget like who Vince Morrow is until he tweets about Tennessee and they're like, "Oh, that's that guy that has never been on Tennessee's staff and never really beat Tennessee, but continues to just be upset for no reason."
You heard it here first. Landon hates Vince Morrow.
Yeah. Just old man, angry old man vibes. Also, like you can put a space after the period. That's usually how you like type out a sentence, Vince. Just a heads up.
Oh, does he keep all of his?
Yeah, it's all together.
Look at Landon over here teaching people proper etiquette for typing.
Also, like just because like it's a thought and then you have something else to write doesn't mean it's a complete sentence. You don't have to put a period.
Anything else on Vince Morrow before we move on? Anything else off the chest? Anything else out there? God, don't hold anything back here.
I hate Kentucky so much. And then you have a guy that just like this school wanted him bad. I mean, no shit. All right, I'm done talking about Vince.
Does Austin know your hate for Vince?
He probably doesn't. Because, again, it's something that I always forget. Then it comes up again. I'm like, God. I mean, he tweeted about the Wade twins, I'm pretty sure, when they committed to Kentucky. And look where they're at now. That's
Colorado, right?
That's one of my fails. It's like their dad was like, yeah, they're leaving Kentucky because Destin should have played quarterback. And they transferred to a place who has one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Was that? I need to go back and read the original because people were talking about that. I thought it was more of just he said that they were lied to or felt lied to or whatever. Was it strictly about playing time?
Yeah. I mean, because Keaton Wade was good. He played quite a bit.
Right. But I didn't think it was like my son should be playing. I thought it was my son was lied to, which probably means he was lied to about playing time. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, because I think after Will Levis left, Destin played in the bowl game, and it was just like one of the worst quarterback performances of all time. Then they get what's the name from NC State? Now I'm blanking.
Devin Leary.
And then he's like all of a sudden pissed off. So I guess that had something to do with it because he was kind of the quarterback after Will Levis left, and they brought somebody in to be the quarterback because he wasn't good enough.
Right.
I don't know. Then, the whole reason leaving and that's the whole reason he didn't come to Tennessee was because they wanted him to play quarterback, and Tennessee wasn't going to have him play quarterback. They're going to have him play wide receiver.
Right. Which is probably what he's going to end up doing at Colorado.
Exactly. So, I mean, this comes full circle.
But would you rather play at Colorado under Deion Sanders or at Kentucky play wide receiver under Mark Stoops?
Oh, I'm going to Colorado.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. But like he takes a picture as a quarterback. Like he's going there to quarterback for now. I mean, they probably change him over, but
hold on to your dreams, kids.
Yeah. I mean, we could have if he could have came to Tennessee, we could have already started this 3 years ago. Anything else from the portal?
Not from the portal, I don't think.
I love this. I think we should do this. I think we should have every quarterback in like Division I all come together with their uniforms, take like a team picture like Tennessee does in the stands, and then the next year do the same thing in their new uniforms, like from where they because they all transfer, and see how many you can point out that have transferred. I think that would be cool.
Start from the beginning again, though.
So say this year, everybody who's on that current team takes a picture, like every quarterback in Division I takes a picture, like a team picture.
Oh, okay.
And then next year they do it again, and you get to pick out how many have transferred.
Okay.
And just point out all the different, because, I mean, there'd be some, like, if you line them up, like, for 4 or 5 years, there'd be some, like, Dylan Gabriel would have 3 different uniforms on.
Yeah.
I think
which college card do they get? Just where they're at their senior year, their best year, best photograph? How do they do that? How do they get their rookie cards? What do they do?
I don't know. What do you do? Is there like there's a team that you signed with out of high school. There's a team that you transferred to. There's a team that you can grad transfer to. So, I think the one that you sign with out of high school, that's your rookie card.
Okay.
And then it depreciates as you transfer.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to see that. Because if you go back and look at the top quarterbacks, like hardly any of them are on the same team they were when they signed out of high school.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Which I don't know. Is it higher than any other position? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, it's just wild. Kyle McCord started at Ohio State all year long, and then he ends up at Syracuse. I mean, DJ Uiagalelei wasn't good enough to play at Clemson, goes to Oregon State, has a good year, and now he's visiting Florida State.
We played at Clemson. He just sucked at Clemson.
Well, yeah. Well, but like he was getting replaced with Cade Klubnik.
It's one of those. Maybe.
And like everybody thought he sucked, and then he goes to Oregon State. He plays pretty well. I mean, I don't know. I guess you can get better. It just seems insane to me.
Oh, I think him transferring again is the dumbest thing ever. Just because Clemson was probably a lot about like the place you're at, and then you go to a place where everything seems to fit and work, and you're going to try somewhere new, knowing not every place works now. That's just bold.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Tennessee did get some more recruiting news though.
They did, yeah. Jamal Wallace, junior college defensive lineman out of Sierra College in Kansas City, Missouri. Got him. He committed earlier today. 6'2", 302, can play a little bit defensive end, D-line. I think we'll have 3 years of eligibility. So a guy that can, be one of those guys that, has a role.
Do you know how much he weighed coming out of high school?
Do you have it?
According to him, he weighed 190 pounds. Yeah.
190 pounds?
Okay, maybe it wasn't right out of high school, but regardless, during COVID, apparently he put on 100 pounds. So COVID hit some of us pretty hard.
Oh my God.
He also has him playing, defensive end now, which he would have done at 190.
I mean, junior college got that meal plan, don't they? Good God.
That's insane. 100 pounds. Yeah. Sorry, you mentioned the one you mentioned his weight, 302 or whatever. I needed to tell you that. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a guy that they can, plug in and probably play. You probably should expect him to have some sort of playing time along that defensive front, with Tyler Barron gone. But you also have a lot of competition up there too. So,
yeah.
Omar Norman Lott, I guess he's gone. I guess he hasn't officially said it yet. So, yeah, maybe a guy that you can kind of replace like Omar Norman Lott, Tyler Barron, some of those guys. Yeah, I don't know if he starts. I know he had three and a half sacks in junior college this season, but other than that, I haven't really seen a whole lot of him play. So, but good God, I mean, if he gets in our weight program and meal plan, I mean, he might be.
He might
give Elijah Simmons a run for his money. He's going to start. Him and DJ Burns are going to have the same weight class.
DJ Burns is a massive human being.
Yeah, dude. I wish somebody would edit it. Like, have you seen Stephen A. Smith go off about Zion?
No.
He's just like, he's fat. He's like, all these chefs in New Orleans just want him to come to the restaurant because he's going to eat up the whole table. He's fat. That's what I kept thinking. And every time they showed DJ Burns, and it wasn't fair to DJ Burns, but they would show him right next to Zakai, and he looks like he's about to eat him.
Yeah, just those are like different species of human. Those aren't the same. They're not from the same world.
Yeah, it's like that clip that goes around, and it's that little white kid that has to guard Zion Williamson in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, Zion's high school highlight tape is impressive. Don't mishear this. It's just funny when you look at who he's playing.
Yeah.
Like,
and a lot of it, like, it's him dunking, and there's no one on the same side of the court as him.
Right. He's not playing on ESPN
mm-hmm.
in one of these tournaments. He's playing in the Charleston Christian School division. And he is dunking on these kids, and that's funny.
Dang. So, I got a little breaking news here about the
okay.
It said for Ole Miss, this was a 1.5 to 2 million weekend.
That seems incredibly low.
Yeah, and Barron, $500K.
Okay.
I just got a text about that. So I don't know if that's true. That's a rumor, I guess, that we're going to spread. But yeah, it does seem low. I would maybe that was the weekend before Juice Wells committed.
Okay. Different weekends, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I mean, you're going to have to fork out another $2 million probably for Walter Nolan. I don't know if he got any buyout money from Texas A&M, but
Yeah, I don't think he.
if he didn't, you're probably going
gets
to
in
have to
on that.
match what he got at least. Also, he's moving to Mississippi, so it's probably more to get him to move to the state of Mississippi.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, just thinking of it as this, like, Ole Miss is just like the richest junior college.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Like, you're still
'Cause
living
they're only
in
going to be
Mississippi.
there for a year.
Yeah.
Okay. I can
And
get on that.
but Jason Brown isn't your coach, so I guess that's a plus.
Or Buddy Stevens.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, just had to throw that out there. That's yeah. I wonder what my net worth is. Probably not a lot. But I wonder what I'm worth. If I entered the transfer portal for another, like, if we entered the transfer portal, like this show entered the transfer portal for another, like, show or another, not a show, another team to, like, do a show for, now how much money would we get?
I would go the less. I'd go to like an FCS school or something. Go to win a championship. Be the starting quarterback on a championship roster.
Okay, just be the only show there is.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Tennessee shows.
I'm going to well,
I honestly
let's
don't
go to
think
let's go to like North Dakota State. Something fun.
there can't be as many podcasts by fans for another football program or another college. There's no way.
No, there's not, but I don't mean to take away. Did you see the highlights from that North Dakota State game that they won like 102-14?
Yeah, that was a fail of mine. Yeah.
That is those guys don't play basketball for any college. There's no way. There's no way
And
that's
it's
real.
NAI, so they can get like scholarship money. That's baffling, isn't it? Like, some of those kids are probably, I mean, it's probably not a full scholarship. God, I hope not. But some of them
But they
probably
can't
get
even
athletic money to. I mean, that number one. How do you get the
Is that the
number
guy shooting?
one? Yes.
How do they like? Some of them can't dribble a basketball.
Yeah. I mean, it's unreal. It was like that kid we had in gym class. Every time we said shoot it, I mean, he was chunking it up from anywhere.
It actually looks like they found 5 random people in the stands that, hey, we need you to put on uniforms tonight to play this basketball game.
Yeah. It looks like in middle school when we played the ambassadors, the homeschool group.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. And no offense to those kids, but I mean that was one of the worst beatings I've ever been a part of. I played a lot in that game because I wouldn't normally play a lot anyway.
I have so many great stories about that game. Oh gosh. First one, our coach went psychotic and was like, if anyone, doesn't try to play back, like go play how we play, go score, whatever, I will pull you out and you will not play the rest of the season. Turns out you wouldn't play the rest of the season no matter what happened. So who cares?
Yeah.
I told that to the girls coach at the time. He saw my brother later that night and he was like, this coach is definitely going to hell. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And then we won like what, 60 something to 1.
Yeah.
And the only reason they got 1 point is because they called a shooting foul on what should have been a charge. And the ref just straight up told everyone like that was a charge, but we're gonna keep him shooting.
There was no way he was trying to make that basket. He just literally chucked up the basketball and it went like over the backboard.
Yeah, that's insane. They lost by 92 earlier to someone. Someone said that's just who? Do you remember the name of the school? Something Christian college.
Oak Hill Christian.
That's so bad.
How in the world do you go to college the next day and walk around? Because there's some people on that team that probably walked around with their sweats on and everybody knew they were a basketball player. And it's just like, yo, what was that?
Do you think anyone knows though? Like they might even be confused they have a basketball team.
Maybe there is. It got like national news, and they're like, "Wait, we had a basketball team."
I think that's probably more the route. I mean, this is insane. These kids are from all over too. I say all over, not really.
I mean,
there is a
they
kid from New
wouldn't-
Jersey. Most of them are from Minnesota and Wisconsin. There's a kid from Hawaii on here though.
I played in those like intramural games at Carson Newman. That team wouldn't probably win a game in that.
Oh, I can 100% assure you they wouldn't.
I mean, unreal.
The guy their leading attempted shooter, he's from New Jersey. He went from New Jersey to wherever this school's at. It looks like somewhere in Minnesota or Wisconsin to do that.
I don't know. I mean, getting beat like that, I understand they're a Christian school, but
Someone said they're 2-0 in conference play. I'm going to their schedule right now.
there's teams worse than them.
Oh my gosh! Hey, the Bemidji State University, who's been mentioned on the show before, is the one who beat them 112-31. Go Beavers!
Like I think if like we put a team together, like our friend group would beat them.
It would be very, very close.
Yeah.
I because I know they can't shoot. So the very minimum, yeah, it'd be close. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely taking the under.
They did beat
They beat
Sisseton. I don't know how you say that. Sisseton.
Is that where that guy's from in Grown Ups? When he's yelling across the pool?
Probably.
Get your tongue.
Oh, they beat the same team twice.
Oh.
They scored 90 points in these contests, though. How?
No, they didn't.
How do you
That same referee that called that foul against the Ambassadors was in that game too.
Had to be. What? They've lost by 100 once.
Saskatchewan.
No, sorry, they haven't lost by 100 yet. They've come close. This is truly one of. We should go to one of their games.
Where are they at? Where are they located at?
I just don't even know.
I mean, we're well invested in this.
Bemidji. They're in Bemidji, Minnesota. We could go to Bemidji. That wouldn't be hard. You know what we should do? Do they have one of those athletic like recruit me forms? We should fill them out and see if they'll bring us up there on a visit.
God. I mean, those poor players, like they have taken a beating. They've taken a beating on this show. They've taken a worse beating on social media this week.
What if they had a
like? Imagine your highlights going viral for that.
Right, and they do not even have their women's basketball schedule updated, so like you can't see how many games they've won and lost there.
Dylan said they have a 29% graduation rate.
That's good. They have 5 women's basketball players.
5? That's all you need, baby.
This is just wow.
Yeah.
I'm invested in the school now. I want to know more about them. Don't want to know more about their soccer team.
I mean, that's got to be the next documentary that we get on Netflix, right?
I would put that in the very, very possible category. Like that could be happening. This could be in the. I don't know how long they've been at school. Dylan will need some more research for our.
Yeah,
their women's volleyball team won 1 game this past season. So. Okay.
Is this like the first year of athletics or something?
I don't. I hope not. That's a bad way to start.
About them for 10 minutes. I feel so bad for these people.
So, listen, yeah, I do too. If you can recruit, go start. Just go start bringing people in.
Yeah.
Winning's all that matters, okay?
There's no way Christ is happy with them.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know how to move on from that. So I'm gonna let you. You have the responsibility to do that.
All right, let's talk about Tennessee. Gets the win. Neutral site game. San Antonio. with the Spalding balls. And it was kind of like – it was kind of weird. This game was – Adu didn't practice like Thursday or Friday. He just didn't seem like there all the way. Dalton Connect, your best player by far, just couldn't throw in the ocean. Only played 19 minutes, 2 points. And, I mean, you just had your veterans step up. You had Zakai that looks like he's all the way back from his injury. Josiah just lighting it up. I think he matched a career high, 23 points, was 5 for 7 from 3. I mean, and you just kind of leaned on those guys throughout the game. Those were the guys who, kind of gave you the lead in the first half. NC State would get back in it. We get back to out to like a 10-point lead. They'd get back in it. And then I think it was a 60-60 tie. And then Josiah hit another 3. Zakai had some big moments on defense, getting some steals. I think he had 4 steals. 4 steals, 8 assists, 20 points. I mean, he was a difference maker. And so good for those two guys to kind of lead the way when Tennessee just didn't have their big who's, been one of the bright spots on offense the last couple weeks. And
Right.
Jonas Adu and then Dalton Connect just had a bad game.
Yeah, he definitely didn't look himself. Are we worrying about that injury more? I'm not saying like injured still necessarily, but is he practicing as much? Is he all there? Is this just an off night? Did this relate to the injury? That's my question about Dalton Connect, because he's obviously an important. Tennessee doesn't necessarily need him to win, but he's an important part of this team, and they will at some point need him to win. Yeah.
I mean, if he plays, I think Jemai Mashak reaped the benefits of him.
Yeah.
He kind of, found his role and, got to the basket, got some rebounds. He had 2 offensive rebounds. I think one was a putback. But yeah, I thought he did a good job and he made a 3, which 50% from the 3-point line, it's hard to beat. Even. But yeah, I just thought he was solid all night. I thought Santi had some big buckets, some big moments in that game. Tobe was phenomenal. Only played 18 minutes at 12 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds. He's a menace, and I like what you're getting from Tobe. I kind of want him to play more. I don't understand, like, he had 12 rebounds in 18. Why don't you play him 24 minutes? He would have, he'd probably have close to 20 rebounds. I don't know. I just think this is a big basketball game for, playing against a scrappy team like NC State. You have a guy that played for you, and that was kind of the storyline going into it. You had some, probably not at full strength and find a way to win this basketball game, behind your veterans.
Yeah. Yeah, I already saw a comment from Ronnie Phelps. He said he fell asleep. Yeah, I fell asleep about. I was early.
Man. You can't
I woke
struggle
up
offensively and have a game at 10 o'clock at night.
I woke up about 4 minutes left in the game, so I got to see the end. But yeah, I was out. I'm getting that. I hope I'm not back into that mucusy stuff, man. Feel real snotty today. Just like kind of heady, bad. Mm-hmm. So I hope I'm not getting back to what me and you were experiencing a few weeks ago.
It's a little heavy up top, a little top heavy.
Yeah, for sure. I just need to be like held by my ankles and just kind of let it like shake me out or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that.
We'll do it Tuesday night.
I don't really have a lot. I mean, DJ Burns is huge. But I do think it is big. DJ Horn had 11 points, pretty early in the basketball game, like at the 15-minute mark.
Mm.
And then we kind of shut him down the rest of the night. And we kind of struggled a little bit shooting the basketball. 43% is just not great, but you were 44% from 3. Shot pretty well from the free throw line. 11 turnovers isn't horrible. I just thought it was like when we turned the ball over, it was sloppy turnovers.
Yeah.
Just like throwing out of bounds when people aren't looking or, just dribbling out of bounds. It's just a whole lot of just like self-inflicted wounds that a lot of NC State didn't really have much to do with, but they turned them into points on the other end.
I feel like that's what kills Tennessee's long stretches without points is the self-inflicted stuff, and try to get rid of that, which is going to be tough since you have a pretty good roster of older guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait till March, they say.
It was also funny. Jordan Gainey has struggled a lot shooting the basketball. As soon as he checked in, one of my friends we were watching the game with was like, "Oh, in the first, as soon as he gets the ball, he's shooting, guaranteed."
100%.
And he did.
He did. Yeah. Of course he did. He's going to shoot. I mean, he's definitely going to shoot.
Yeah. But I think he's at his best when he's like, gets to the free throw line and hits those mid-range shots or tries to go to the rim. I think that's when he's not especially not now, not at the three-point line.
Right.
I think DJ Burns, he had enough of Tobey. He didn't want any more of that.
Yeah, I mean, especially I think Tobey's not small either. He's not as big as our boy DJ, but
yeah,
he's not small. So maybe the physicality mixed with the size.
Well, also, I did think it was kind of smart to play Tobey like later on in that first half. DJ Burns has played quite a bit, and then you put a bigger guy in, and he just leans on you, and you're like, God. I mean, he just seemed like he was fed up with it.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of Tobey. I think he gives you a lot more than what we're seeing in just 18 minutes.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm still pushing for more Adu.
The guy played 39 minutes.
They aren't holding him back for injury anymore. That's for sure.
No, he's all in. But yeah, I think a good win. I don't know how good that NC State team is. I feel like Tennessee probably should have beat them by a lot more. It was crazy, the lines on this game. So the line was 9.5. So people probably got screwed by that.
Mm-hmm.
But the over was 149.5, and it ended at 149.
Dang.
So tight as tight can get.
Yeah, Vegas knows, baby.
Yeah.
All right. You have anything else for basketball?
I don't, but if you went to the game, you got a friend you could.
Oh, yeah, guys, memento. If you did go to the game, this is going to be an odd one. It's going to be tough to get a Tennessee game in there, probably ever again. College basketball may be more random. Guys, go download Memento. It is an app for sports fans who love going to games. It allows college basketball fans to track the games they've been to, see their stats, upload photos, game ratings, and tag the friends you went with. On top of college basketball, Memento also supports college football, NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, and global soccer. Any game you go to, you can put down in Memento. And those photos, you can tell everyone where you've been. And guys, you can even map your way through college basketball, college football, whatever your plans to see the most stadiums, the most games, the most minutes. Memento also has a new way, just like your Spotify Wrapped, whatever app you use, you can see all the games you've been to that year, all the stadiums you've been to, arenas, whatever it may be. Make sure you go download Memento right now. Join in with other sports fans, Landon and myself, and the rest of your friends, so you can brag, or maybe just give each other ideas. I don't know. Talk trash. Do whatever you want. Do it on Memento. Download it right now. There may not be many listening though that went. Do you know what the official attendance is listed at? This might be the worst attendance for a college basketball game I've ever seen.
Oh man, it wasn't any worse than that Panthers Falcons game today. Good lord, it was a monsoon.
2,481 people.
There's no way there was that many people in there.
That's what that might be tickets sold, but that is what attendance
Wow.
is listed at. So maybe stop these weird December games.
Yeah.
That are neutral site.
I mean, we didn't seem dead, so I guess that is like a good thing on our part to just like even come out and look alive after just not playing in front of hardly anybody.
Yeah.
That's probably hard to do, like coming in a big arena like that and just like it's just empty and play a game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not fun.
Yeah.
That Kentucky UNC game seemed like a great crowd. I'm not sure where it was at though.
I don't know.
All right. Any questions? I think we got to all of them in the chat. Do we get any before?
We have some. I do want to tell you guys about a sponsorship that we're doing as well. We're working with Knoxville Tours. They are doing a 4-day Citrus Bowl tour to Orlando, and the price includes a ticket. It includes a meal. You would do some shopping, go to the pep rally before the game, and stay in a hotel. So all this price includes your hotel, your ticket, one meal, and then obviously your transportation to and from Orlando. So a single person will be $1,235. A double, which is 2 people, if you don't know what double means, will be $935, and if you have 3 people, it will be $825. So that includes ticket, that includes transportation, hotel room, and one meal as well. So go check them out, knoxvilletours.com, and just be a part of that. Quick and easy way to get down there. So
yeah, it's gonna be a great time, and it's cool to go with with a bunch of people.
Yeah, and hey, you can go get a little tipsy if you want to, and you don't have to worry about driving or anything.
You got to ride back everywhere.
They got it all figured out for you. So go check them out and get to that bowl game. It should be a fun game, and let's end the season right.
Absolutely.
Do have some questions. All everything had some for us again. Appreciate him always coming through. He says, what grade would you give Heupel in recruiting during his time at Tennessee?
B, maybe B, like a B plus, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking B
plus.
Yeah.
It's not been incredible, exceptional, but it's been good, and I think it's building. I might flirt with the A- range because it's obviously been good enough to get you some guys on campus to help you win ball games.
Yeah, and you've landed 3 5-stars in the last 2 classes. Like that is not anything to blink about. Now, if you want to get to that next, level, I think it starts in recruiting.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
But yeah, I think that's just part of just like expanding your board. Is one knock I think that this coaching staff is just not having enough guys. Like, there's no way you shouldn't have a tight end committed in this class. There's no way.
Yeah.
So you got to either recruit more guys or you got to do a better job of the guys you're recruiting. You can't whiff on all of them. So I think there's that. And also, like, I think they need to do better in-season recruiting. The summertime, it feels like we're all in, but, I think there is, and I'm cool with it to a certain extent. I'd rather you be more focused on winning in the present than recruiting, but I do think you have to make it a priority too. And I just don't think we recruited very well. Just seemed like we missed on a lot of guys during the season.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
But they've also landed positions of need. They got Nico, obviously that was a huge get. Mike Matthews, Jordan Ross in this class. James Pierce was a big one that they landed a couple years ago. So, I think they've done done well. Maybe the offensive line. I think they have a good offensive line class in this one. Jordan Seaton would have really topped that off, but the previous years I think is a little suspect for me, especially now. I just don't. I mean, those guys had every opportunity to kind of make their way, and you didn't see them. And is that on just those guys aren't ready? Is one thing, but if those guys aren't a plan to ever play here, I think that's something else. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd go B+.
Yeah, that's fair.
Always room for improvement. He also has another question. Do you believe Heupel is a strategic recruiter that doesn't care about outside hype, or is that an excuse for one of his weaknesses?
Who knows until we know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But also, that doesn't make his strategy right unless it's right either. So, yeah, I don't think you could know that until you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's done a nice job of closing close to signing day. So, I mean, if I guess that's a good strategy. I guess you want to close like that. I don't know. I don't know what a really strategic recruiter is. I guess you kind of have to be strategic and to be good at it. So sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't really think of anything else about it. I just think he's a decent recruiter. I think there is room for improvement though.
There's definitely room for improvement no matter how you kind of
justify. And that might not be just on Josh Heupel. I mean, that's his staff too, but it all
eventually falls back on him.
Yep. All right. Most important.
Let's see what I've got for you this week. That'll have to be a fail, but I want to get your thoughts on it. So
okay,
keep that in mind. If you're ready, I'm ready for you.
Oh, I did. I think Cooper Mays returning is a big deal that we didn't really talk about, which you kind of knew, I guess, was coming. But yeah, having 4 or 5 offensive linemen from last year coming back, I think that is huge. And that guard spot was kind of your weakness anyway. So I think if you're able to add maybe a Jalen Farmer from Florida out of the portal, or have somebody else, maybe develop into that role. But yeah, having those guys come back that had, I know they weren't great at times like pass blocking, but Jalen Wright was one of the best running backs in the SEC, and a lot of that credit has to go to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Jalen Wright did declare for the NFL draft. And, I mean, when it does kind of suck, you wish we could see him for another season.
Makes
it's
sense.
Expected.
Yeah, makes sense.
It is crazy. He's only 60-something yards from being top 10 all time in Tennessee rushing in only 3 years. But, yeah, opts out of the bowl game, expected again. But, yeah, hopefully he gets drafted. Hopefully he goes somewhere good and they utilize him. And, didn't have a ton of carries in college, but made the most of them. It was probably Tennessee's best player this past year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You got any more?
I watched the Reggie White documentary. A lot of stuff I shouldn't say a lot of stuff. A lot in-depth stuff I didn't know about Reggie White. Very good though overall. You get to hear a lot from his son. Philip Fulmer's on it. Yeah, very good Reggie White documentary.
Okay.
30. Yeah, should go watch it.
Was it like his growing up, or did it have a specific time period?
Yeah, I mean it was really it was mostly about really NFL. There was some of his college football life. I don't want to. It follows kind of how he his faith and like how he gets to where he gets with his faith. And he's actually interviewed in this 30 for 30, and it was an NFL Films crew that had interviewed him. I think I want to say like a year before his death, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very interesting documentary it highlights a lot of a lot of things that made Reggie White great and who he was, but it's a lot of like his faith and how he kind of found like how he got to the point in his faith that he was at before his death. It's very interesting. It's a lot, like I said, a lot of in-depth stuff I did not know.
Gotcha.
Okay. I don't think I have any more most important.
Okay. Mine was probably the Panthers-Falcons game. It was also a fail of the amount of people that were there, but it also, most important, that you could get into this game for 45 cents.
That's awesome. We should have gone. We should have just bought a ticket to say we went.
Yeah. Also had LSU basketball, and I know like a lot of people can't stand LSU basketball right now, rightfully so. But they played McNeese, and they went on a 47-0 run and won by 89. I mean, we almost got an Oak Christian, but this
yeah.
is one.
Yeah, that's basketball. That's a tough look right there. That's for sure. Yikes. Okay, my fail, but I got a question about it. Okay. I think it's a fail. So North Central, who's a Division III school, was playing Cortland for the national championship. Great ending, by the way. I mean, just teams going back and forth, touchdown. North Central scores with 1:20 left, 38-37. North Central decides to go for two with 1:20 left. They fail to convert, lose the game. I think it's too early. I think 1:20 is too. I love going for the win in that scenario, like in a scenario where you get the last say in regulation. But 1:20 is too early. They could still go down and kick a field goal and win.
Yeah, you don't trust your defense, or maybe
I think you maybe over trust your defense
too much.
I don't know. Like it's like 10 seconds left, 30 seconds left. I get it. You're probably not getting that ball back. You very easily could get the ball back with 1:20, unless the other team decides to take it to overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, you took
the pressure off the other team, though.
Yeah. You made it down to one play, and it probably wasn't to that point yet.
And they had 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I love going for 2 there. Like in the again, not there, that specific scenario, but down 1, 2-point conversion play, you get the last say. But 1:20, you don't get the last say necessarily. Like,
yeah,
you don't want that to be your last say.
Right. You play first down. You play first down like you normally would play first down. You get to see exactly what that other team is trying to do. Are they trying to get it to overtime? Are they trying to be safe? Are they trying to be aggressive? And then you can kind of adjust from there. But, yeah, if you get a sack or a, rush for, minimum gain, then you start taking those timeouts and get the ball back pretty quickly.
Yeah, but, even in there, if you had converted the 2-point conversion, that comes nowhere close to securing you a win. Risk wasn't worth the reward.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love that.
Yeah, and they obviously ended up losing. I don't think I need to tell you that, but I will.
I do want to give a shout out to somebody. Ross Kivett got married. Good friend Ross Kivett.
Congrats, Ross. Yeah.
Yeah. Love him, even though he only texts me when Michigan does something or my team does something not great. So appreciate him always coming through. I can always count on him to brag or to just rub something in my face. So also shout out for not inviting us.
Yeah, that was my first thought too.
Yeah.
Not congratulations, Ross. That was not my first thought. Mine was
pretty crappy on his end.
Mine was, USPS. Really something going on there that my invitation didn't get delivered.
I do love that I can always use that against him though. Like anytime he
Bingo.
messages me about like, oh man, y'all are getting killed in the portal by Kiffin, I just want to be like, well, at least I'll invite you to my wedding. You. Yeah. But yeah, congrats to him and his wife. But also, how dare you?
Kind of rude, Ross.
Yeah.
right.
I have a couple fails. Thought I did. Well, one of mine was the Panthers Falcons game. Thought I had another one. Oh, Vanderbilt basketball. They are ranked 302nd in the net and 230th in KenPom after last night's loss to Texas Tech.
Yeah, they're not having fun.
That makes them the lowest ranked Power 6 team in both metrics.
Yeah, I could happen to a better team school.
No, maybe
Loving
you play in an actual gym instead of like a stage. That might be.
I love how much you hate the auditorium.
It's the worst. All right. Also, Tommy DeVito's agent.
He's not a real person. I refuse to believe that's not a paid actor.
I mean, he's the Italian.
Yes, that's it.
He also kind of his fashion did very much look like Notre Dame's mascot in real life form.
I saw someone tweet. I saw a tweet about him, and I thought it was a tweet about it took me a while to figure out who that was. I thought it was a tweet about someone that was the Notre Dame mascot.
It looks just like him.
That's true. I swear I'm not making that up.
Great minds. All right. That's all I got.
That's it for me.
Guys, go check out Roback, roback.com, 20% off your first purchase. It's the greatest clothing you'll ever wear. So go get it. Shirts, Q-zips, hoodies, polos that don't wrinkle. It's unreal. I mean, for a guy that spends 4 days out of the week in the office, it comes in handy. So go check them out. 20% off your first purchase with promo code More Important Issues with roback.com. All right. That's it. Guys, we're back on Thursday. Tennessee plays at 6:30, so we'll probably go live after that, I guess.
Probably. We'll talk about it. We'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Stay in touch. Have our people let your people know. Yeah, have a good week. Christmas is getting close. Get that shopping done. And we're bringing the boat in, and we out.